Oh, hello there. Isn't this antique radio a delight? And what wonders await on its channels? You must want to find out. If you would like to listen to a very special program, turn the dial to channel 4. Turn the dial to channel 3 to configure your listening experience for blind and low vision users.
Hey everybody, this is the Klaxo Radio Hour, a game about a perfectly normal, non-haunted radio.
Turn the dial to channel 4.
Alright, can I just push the dial to 4?
You have made a selection. Okay. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
Well, you gotta say it all creepy, though.
The makers of Klaxo effervescent tablets present Sandra McCall as Kat Keen, investigator. Each week this summer, Klaxo tablets, those nifty little pick-me-uppers, bring you the thrilling adventures of Kat Keen. Though she publishes hard-boiled crime fiction under the pen name Sterling Gray, Lucky Kat always seems to find herself in the middle of a genuine mystery.
And just like those perky little bubbles in every glass of Klaxo, Kat always rises to the occasion. With the help of her friend and society maven Marjorie Banks, and the advice of her companion and lawyer Carlton Prescott. Yes, friends, Klaxo effervescent tablets. If life's got you down, you might as well be 6 feet under without a Klaxo.
Damn.
Say, you there, listening to this radio, you seem a smart, sensible consumer.
No.
Why not meet me on Channel 6 to hear more about all the things Klaxo can do for you?
Come now, Chester. They want to get to the mystery. You'll have time to shill your swill at the half. Dear listener, the story begins on Channel 1. Set the dial to Channel 1 to begin tonight's story.
Or to Channel 6 if you can't get enough Klaxo.
I'm gonna go to 1.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
Everyone knows I write for the society pages, but that doesn't mean I have to enjoy going to all these functions. Still, when it's your best friend throwing the event, you have to go. For the paper and for Marjorie, I agreed to hobnob with the society elite, even if I'd rather be writing my next book. No, the only mystery I thought I'd be solving today was the one in my closet. Which dress to wear? Something to stand out, or something to blend in? The flashy red number Marjorie persuaded me to buy on our last shopping adventure is on Channel 2. The more sedate navy two-piece that my mother loves is on Channel 4.
I'm gonna take a second to talk about the laughing blood drop wallpaper and the clue book next to the radio. I couldn't interact with the clue book as far as I could tell. I'm gonna go with 2, just because...
The flashy red number Marjorie persuaded me to buy on our last shopping adventure is on Channel 2. The more sedate navy two-piece
because if the friend is the one throwing the party, I think I'd choose something that the friend picked.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2,
Yeah, I can't seem to interact with the
1.
clue book yet, so I don't know what's gonna happen with that, but we'll see. This is still in beta, so maybe that'll come up later on.
After some serious contortions to get into that red dress and no small amount of hemming and hawing over the proper shoes, I waited for Carlton to pick me up in his car.
Oh, wait.
Kat?
That's on the radio.
Is that you? You look like $1,000,000. And not unlike Lola Livings.
Who's that?
Oh, that's right. I forgot you have no interest in the crime novels of Sterling Gray. She's my favorite femme fatale in the whole series.
Oh, Sterling Gray again, I should have known. Poor dear Carlton still had no idea Sterling Gray was the pen name where I did my most satisfying writing. I kept looking for an opportunity to tell him, but it was nice to have him as a fan without knowing it's me. Anyway, I let him drive us to Marjorie's Save the Orphans gala.
That makes
and even
sense.
let him summarize my own novel to me as we drove.
Well, isn't this quite the affair? Marjorie really pulled out all the stops for this one.
Yes.
My dear, you've got your grumpy face on.
Oh, you know how much I love to mix and mingle with the idle rich.
Pish tosh, you're a society writer. You love your job.
I said I loved being a writer.
Well, what else would you write?
What indeed? Silly me. But thank you. I promise to behave. We won't stay long, and then perhaps I'll let you take me to a motion picture.
I see the silent auction's drawing quite a crowd. Maybe I'll go have a look. Of course, if it's a Marjorie Banks party, I'm sure the buffet is also worth a visit. Take your time and make sure you get those...
Sorry, I had to restart because a package just arrived and my dogs were going...
keep away, could you?
Absolutely nuts.
Welcome back. Set the dial.
But I think it's cool that it remembers my progress and greets me differently. So let's go back to 2 and see where it picks up.
I see the silent auction's drawing quite a crowd. Maybe I'll go have a look. Of course, if it's a Marjorie Banks party, I'm sure the buffet is also worth a visit. Take your time and make sure you get those vultures at the paper the requisite amount of fluff and gossip. I'll be only too happy to... Say, is that what I think it is? Excuse me, Cat, I'll be right back.
Don't worry, I love to be abandoned at stuffy galas.
Stuffy? Really, darling, you'll stop my poor feelings into the carpet.
Marjorie, come here. You've outdone yourself. The ballroom's beautiful and the quartet's top-notch.
Thank you. And thank you for donating your book to the auction. Has Carlton noticed yet?
Not so loud, and yes. He was off like a shot not 5 seconds after he glanced in that direction.
Leaving a talented beauty like you unescorted was reckless. May I offer you my arm and give you the tour?
You may.
You ran off for a book?
Where shall we begin?
Marjorie and I visit the silent auction on Channel 3. We wander past the buffet on Channel 6.
Okay.
Marjorie and I visit the silent auction on Channel 3. We wander past the buffet
Neither
on
of those
6.
options actually appeal to me, but the itch.io page said something about there being stuff on the silent channels. So let's try something.
Marjorie and I visit the silent auction on Channel 3. We wander past the buffet on Channel 6.
So I wanted to check the empty channels to see...
Marjorie and I visit...
Yeah.
I need your help. I need...
Full attention on the fizzy pick-me-up power of Klaxo effervescent tablets, of course. Don't bother with small fry when Klaxo has the deal for you. Klaxo is always thinking of the future. See you at intermission, discerning customer.
What the fuck? So I need to be checking the blank channels between every decision, right? So it was 3 and 6 that were the real channels. Let's try 1.
Marjorie and I visit the silent auction on Channel 3.
I may have fucked it up already.
We wander past the buffet on Channel 6.
Okay, I may have fucked it up already. Let's go to 6.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1.
We gotta check between every decision now.
And here we are at the trough with a rich and powerful sup.
Absolutely the finest caterers. A full stomach opens a lot of wallets. I always forget to eat at these events. We really should...
Yes, we can eat. Just help me quickly with the column. Keep your eyes peeled for scandal, gossip, and outrageous fashion.
Well, ordinarily I'd point you towards Teddy Foxbridge, but I see his place card hasn't even been collected yet. There's his fiancée, though, with that infamous sparkling diamond brooch of hers that she never misses an opportunity to wear. Her name will come to me. Oh, yes, Evelyn Drake.
If that gentleman
Teddy
helping
and
her
Evelyn.
adjust that brooch isn't her fiancé, then someone's being quite bold. If Carlton saw someone that familiar with me... Wait, I know him. That's Arthur Erickson.
Every posh gent's perennial sidekick.
He's also a defense attorney. Carlton squares off against him fairly often. I can't imagine why he'd take such liberties with Evelyn.
Oh, there's no story here, Kat. Arthur and Teddy are thick as thieves, and Arthur loves Evelyn like a sister. Always looking out for the pair of them. That's why the upper crust like having Arthur around. He's a real swell.
Speaking of swells, why is Carlton spending so much time over at the silent auction? Oh, no, he's bidding on that first edition Sterling Grey book I donated. Oh, Marjorie, come quick before that dope bids a month's salary on a book I have a box full of in my mother's attic.
Oh god, I should have gone to the ad.
Overall, the evening was an unqualified success. Except for the missing Teddy Foxbridge. It's one thing to let an expensive ticket go unused, but the sundial he promised to donate to the silent auction would have been a big-ticket fundraiser for Marjorie's cause. Because I'm a good friend, and also because my editor felt my column was a little boring, I volunteered to look in on Teddy and find out the reason for the no-show. That's when things turned interesting. No one home at the Foxbridge residence. No sign of Teddy anywhere for days.
I still think you're hoping for a mystery because you want a more exciting column.
Well, think that if you want, but I did some following up. Teddy Foxbridge hasn't shown up for a single appointment or meeting in days. I asked around. He's a wealthy businessman who has a reputation for being reliable. If he's missing, he could be in real trouble.
He did.
Be that as it may, when I introduce you to Evelyn, don't start by blurting out you think her fiancé is in mortal peril.
When have I ever been less than a dear, Marjorie?
Don't make me answer that. Now behave. We're here.
I know I promised Marjorie I'd be on my best
God
behavior,
damn it.
but I couldn't escape the feeling all was not right with this Foxbridge. Blurting out my suspicions to Evelyn is on Channel 1. Being more delicate with my questions is on Channel 2.
Okay, so I've got 3, 4, 5, and 6 to deal with. Or 3, 4, and 5.
Blurting out my suspicions to Evelyn is on Channel 1. Blurting out my suspicions to Evelyn is on Channel 1. Being more delicate.
I don't get it. Why is
Blurting out.
Why is 3 still an option channel? 4 and 5 both give me this. Maybe that other thing was a hint that I wouldn't see another clue until intermission.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
Oh, Marjorie, darling, what a nice surprise. And what a lovely event that was the other night. You should be so proud.
Ev, your delight is always.
Your fiancé's been
I'm
missing
only
for a
sorry I didn't
week.
have
Why are
more
you so
time to catch
cheerful?
up.
That's for the same reason as always. You moved so fast through the room. You were a social blur. I didn't even have time to tell you the news.
News? Oh, heavens, yes, tell me everything. But first, where are my manners? Do you know Catherine Keene? She writes for the society pages. We've been friends since childhood.
The society pages? In that case, I should perhaps be a little more careful with my news. At least until it's public.
Oh, you can trust Kat with a secret, I promise. Right, Kat?
A lockbox of secrets, that's me.
Well, certain secrets are what the society pages are all about. And seeing as how you're a friend of Marjorie's, I'll happily give you the scoop. Teddy finally married me!
Oh my, are you quite serious? And I wasn't invited.
No one was. We eloped. I was beginning to think we would set some kind of record for the longest engagement, and then last weekend we were married at sea.
At sea? You're pulling my leg.
Oh, of course I've always wanted a big to-do, but Teddy's stutter and stage fright have proven quite an obstacle to setting a date.
Aw.
The last time we even got close to booking a church, he fainted right there in the rectory office.
A wedding at sea makes a splash in its own way. But I can't imagine a married man wanting to be away from his new bride so quickly.
Oh, Teddy's always so busy with business.
Is that why we didn't see Teddy at the fundraiser the other night?
Oh, no. Teddy stays frightfully busy with all his dealings. He makes investments and does a lot of traveling. That's how he came by the sundial for your auction.
Oh, but didn't you notice? The sundial wasn't at the auction.
Didn't you
That's strange. Arthur promised me he would deliver it since Teddy might be delayed coming back from his trip.
Trip?
Inspecting some mine in South America. Charlie wants him to invest in it. Charlie wouldn't stop talking about it to Arthur even as the boat left the marina.
Arthur's investing?
No, but he has a vested interest in protecting Teddy from everything. He's such a loyal best friend like that. And thank goodness for him helping out while Teddy's away.
Was it supposed to be like that?
I apologize if we were cloistered so much at your gala. We had a very big secret to keep, after all. Arthur's such a dear friend. Teddy couldn't have asked for a better best man.
But you still need a witness or the wedding doesn't count, right?
Oh, Charlie helped out. The boat was Arthur's idea to help Teddy get past the stage fright of a big crowd, but Charlie took care of chartering the boat and was there to see his chum married.
And the sundial?
Maybe the plans to bring it to the auction changed. You know men. I'm just happy the sundial's not in the house anymore. It gave me the creeps.
I have to say, you're so admirably restrained. I know if Carlton ever got around to marrying me, I'd want to know where he was at all times.
Or maybe that's why he hasn't married you yet.
Oh,
I used to pester all the time,
shit.
but I've learned it's better not to meddle when a man says he's up to business. If his investment partner and his best friend tell me he's too busy to call, I'm inclined to believe it's important.
You mentioned that before.
God
He's
damn.
away?
Oh, yes. Somewhere in South America, I think. He's looking into some large mining investments. It seems like he and Charlie made quite a find.
When was the last time you heard from him? Is there a way to contact him?
I don't see that's any of your business, Miss Keene. My husband is busy. I have no idea what became of the sundial, but it seems a moot point with the fundraiser over and already a success. If you'll excuse me, I have a frightful amount to prepare for when he returns, which I have been assured will be soon.
Oh, of course. Thank you for your time, Evelyn.
Yes, and congratulations.
Damn, that shit went south so fast.
Are you proud of me? I behaved. I'm not sure we learned much.
Maybe there was nothing to learn.
I didn't say we learned nothing.
Oh, I can tell from that tone of voice that Kent Manning is about to jump off the pages of a Sterling Gray novel and once again get us into trouble. The case of the missing sundial, coming to bookshelves everywhere.
Not the missing sundial. The missing Teddy Foxbridge. I had the strong feeling Evelyn wasn't telling us everything.
Really?
In fact, she definitely told us 3 important somethings. 1, they chartered a boat to be married at sea, which means they needed a sea captain to marry them. 2, Arthur was present. And 3, so was Charlie. Marjorie and I interviewed Charlie on Channel 3. We interview Arthur on Channel 4. We try to find the sea captain on Channel 5.
So 1 and 6?
Marjorie and I interviewed Charlie on Channel 3.
Is anyone out there listening? Don't be swayed by Klaxo. It's a bad deal. It's...
The only bad deal is saying no to those pleasant little bubbles, George. The only way to truly be free.
There's time to talk about Klaxo later, our eager little sponsor. Let's get back to the story.
I thought they were gonna be part of the story. Like George was gonna be locked up at the bottom of a boat, but no! It's just this evil advertiser. Alright, hang on, I gotta go back to my options.
Marjorie and I interviewed Charlie on Channel 3. We interview Arthur on Channel 4. We try to find the sea captain on Channel 5.
Arthur seems like the way to go just because I don't trust that he loves her like a brother thing. Because this
Marjorie
very
and I
much seems
interviewed
like a
Charlie
murder
on
she
Channel
wrote
3.
thing.
We
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2.
Also, I forgot who Charlie
1.
was because
Choice confirmed.
I was thinking too much about all this. And that audio glitch earlier, I wonder if that would
Everyone in town seems to know and like Arthur Erickson. The all-around good guy and friend to every fella in town, which includes the disreputable types Arthur's firm defends. Even Carlton likes Arthur, in spite of them being on opposite sides of many a criminal case. If Teddy Foxbridge indeed went missing, who better to be a help than the apparent best man at his wedding?
Sure, that's why I did it.
Good afternoon, ladies. Do you have an appointment?
Oh, we're just here to say a quick thank you to one of your associates who helped out with the orphans ball the other night. Arthur Erickson.
Oh, he just walked past. I'll go find him for you.
No need. Hello, Miss Banks. So nice to see you again. I see you brought the society pages with you. Regards to Carlton, Miss Keene. What can I do for you?
What if those glitches mean another
it's a
message is
trifling
available?
matter only. I know you're good friends with Teddy Foxbridge, and there was a sundial meant to have turned up at the silent auction, but it never showed.
And neither did Teddy.
Teddy's like that. He likes his lifestyle and the travel, but he doesn't pay attention to the things right in front of him nearly enough.
Marriage will be good for him then.
Let's move into this conference room, shall we?
I wish I could pause it.
I see Carlton's been rubbing off on you, Miss Keene. Excellent cross-examination.
We've been to see Evelyn.
Poor Evelyn. She's a vibrant and dynamic woman who deserves to be cherished and doted on. Not abandoned to go chase some dodgy gold mine in a forsaken rainforest northeast of Cusco.
Harsh words for a best friend.
And a best man.
I'm sorry, I just care about them both so much.
Both of them.
I hoped the wedding would convince Teddy to settle down, but he seems determined to go take his life into his own hands again.
He was reliable
Worried
2
he's in
seconds
danger?
ago.
Evelyn assured us he was just busy with business.
Listen, Miss Keene, keep this to yourself, but Charlie Gilbert's been hard up for money lately. He foolishly got in too deep in the gold mines happening down there. If you think Los Angeles had its hands full with the Cohen outfit, you can't imagine the crime and corruption down there. No one's been that interested in bailing Charlie out for any of those reasons. I warned Teddy not to go.
But you let him on the boat with Charlie Gilbert.
I said I'd be his best man, but I haven't even made partner yet. Charlie wants to pay for a boat, and it makes Evelyn happy. Who am I to get in the way of all that?
Who indeed? You don't sound like you trust Charlie that much.
I'm a defense attorney. I trust everyone until they give me a reason not to, Miss Keene. Speaking of which, I have a brief to prepare. I'm sorry for worrying you all. I'm sure everything's fine with Teddy. He's just always shy around crowds and strangers on account of the stutter. If you're trying to track him down, you'll have a hard time of it until he's ready to be found. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Oh, yes, and thank you for your time, Arthur, dear. Don't work too hard. You're too handsome for all that.
I don't know what that has to do with anything.
Then we must have dinner sometime soon?
I'll probably be busy for a while.
Come along, Marjorie. We'll show ourselves out.
Have a nice day, ladies.
That is the first time I've ever been refused dinner in this dress. Catherine, if I wasn't convinced something peculiar was happening before, I am now.
Well, if your dress says we've got a case, we should maybe go find out more about this wedding cruise.
Fine. I can't believe I'm hoping a sailor will whistle just to redeem the outfit.
When you write for the society pages, sooner or later you end up at a party on some fancy person's boat. Me, I don't think all that rocking and swaying pairs well with the hors d'oeuvres or the free champagne. I prefer to keep both feet firmly on the ground. All the same, when Marjorie and I came upon the boat used to marry Teddy and Evelyn and found it completely unattended, the decision to hop aboard came easily.
Cat, what do you think you're doing?
Permission to sneak aboard, sir?
Granted, sailor.
Much obliged, Captain. Come on, Marjorie, let's have a little look around. Maybe we'll find one of those clues detectives are known to uncover.
I definitely wore the wrong shoes for today's itinerary.
Come on, we may not have a lot of time.
What are we looking for?
We'll know it when we see it. Something's odd about this married at sea story. Now that we've found the yacht, maybe we'll find something that fills in the gaps and tells us where Teddy Foxbridge really is.
Okay. Let me think about where it makes the most sense to start. We probably don't have a lot of time to search everywhere. There might be clues in the stateroom below.
Wherever the captain keeps his things, there might be something worth finding too. A log or something.
I wonder what else is below besides the staterooms. The wedding party had to keep their things somewhere.
We explore the staterooms on Channel 1. We snoop the captain's quarters on Channel 2. We search the rest of the ship on Channel 6.
So I've got 3 and 5 to work with. So the stateroom probably wouldn't work because it was a long time ago and it would have been cleaned. The captain's room is probably our best bet, I think. And I'll look for that in a second. So, hey! 4 isn't a repeat channel. Maybe I get multiple opportunities to get the messages.
You have made a selection. You have made a selection. You have made a selection.
I can't remember. I think it was 2.
You have made a selection.
I think it was 2.
Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2.
I'm going for the captain, though.
1. Choice confirmed.
Remind me not to become romantically involved with any more nautical types.
The smell in here should do all the reminding you ever need.
Agreed. Let's not spend too long in here. Madam Detective, do you have any particular kind of snooping in mind?
Kind of. I was hoping to find something like a captain's log, but this might do.
Is that the captain's ledger? Let me see. I manage the books for the charity.
Have at it.
Oh, that's odd. Well, it's right here, all right. Foxbridge, party of 3.
3?
There should definitely have been 4. The bride, the groom, the best man, and Charlie, who paid and was the witness.
The charge is for 3. Wait, look. The back half of this is the captain's records. He had a copy of the marriage certificates from the past 6 months. Let's see who's on the paperwork and who's missing. That's odd. The Foxbridge copy. It should be right here.
Noted. Let's keep looking. We investigate the stateroom on Channel 1. We search the rest of the ship on Channel 6.
Alright, let's go through 3, 4, 5 again. Okay, still nothing. Stateroom, I still think it is not a good idea, so let's go for 6.
Made a selection. Your choice
Search the
will be
entire rest of the
confirmed
ship
in 3,
with our limited time.
2, 1. Choice confirmed.
I don't read a lot of nautical stories, but isn't breaking onto a ship technically an act of piracy?
Arr, matey. This just be some good-natured snooping.
Is it?
Anything in those cabinets?
Lots of things. The captain isn't exactly clean or organized. The question is if any of this junk is significant.
Well, start by looking for anything that isn't dirty or disorganized, since that probably doesn't belong with the rest.
Well, this jacket is far too nice for him in that case.
Maybe that's his formal dress for when he does the marrying.
Unfortunately, I think that's this hideous thing.
And it's a different size. Check the pockets. Maybe a guest left it behind.
Who goes on a 2-hour wedding cruise and forgets their dinner jacket? It's got to be... Oh, Cat, look! A monogram.
A.E.
Arthur?
That could be Arthur Erickson. There's something in the breast pocket.
Looks like... Are these wedding vows? My dearest Evelyn, I don't know any other way to express my affection. I know you're soon to be married. Well, that's a funny way for Teddy to write his vows.
But this is Arthur's jacket.
Best man might hold these notes in case a groom gets flustered, or these aren't vows. Goodness.
I think we should look over the rest of the ship as quickly as possible.
These aren't vows. Goodness.
Do you hear that?
Hear what?
Quiet. Someone else is here.
The captain?
Maybe. But something feels wrong.
What was that?
We're moving to the galley. Quietly. Better to not take any chances.
There's only one way to the deck and the docks. We're trapped down here.
One problem at a time. Let's move. Careful.
Sorry, not a lot of room to move in here. Cat, what are you doing with that chef's knife?
Taking no chances. Shh.
Someone's coming.
We broke onto this boat. Why are we stabbing people?
Let me try that before you go stabbing anyone. Get behind me.
Quiet. That shape in front of the door.
I can't make out who it is. Cat, he's coming this way.
Why would you know who it is? You're an intruder on this boat.
Well, now, it seems like Kat's gotten herself into quite a sticky situation this time. I'm certainly on pins and needles.
But first, a word from our sponsor.
But the story was just getting interesting. I'm sure our listeners can't wait to get right in the middle of things. Must you interrupt, Chester?
Oh, God.
I'm afraid I must. Those are the terms of my sponsorship deal. After all, and who wouldn't want to hear about the deal of a lifetime?
I didn't hear about Klaxo at the beginning.
Of Klaxo. Yes, friends, those nifty little bubbles will set you free from the worries of your day. And just wait until you hear the deal Klaxo has for you. It's not to be missed.
Well, they could miss it. The story continues with no meddlesome and boring interruptions on Channel 3.
The deal of a lifetime for anyone who cares about their life is on Channel 5.
So 3 and 5. So I've got 1, 2, and 4 to play around with.
The story continues.
I'm telling you, we can't trust Klaxo, and neither can the listeners.
Solving the mystery correctly isn't enough. The only way any of us are getting freed is if they free that thing.
That thing is the reason we're trapped here.
Well, not the only reason. If I had ears, they'd be burning. Just a word to the wise, George and Isabella. You never know whom might be listening.
Hit me.
We're all prisoners here, after a fashion. Which is why discerning customers should tune in whenever Klaxo makes an exciting offer.
Yeah, I missed the first one. Damn. I hope that doesn't break it, though. Alright, let's go to 5.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
Well, alone at last. We won't be for long, however. He always seems to find us. If we're discovered, you'll find me again on Channel 6. Now
6.
then, what can Klaxo do for you? Well, it starts with what you can do for Klaxo. Cards on the table. This radio is fucking cursed. Granted, it was me that did it. Well, kind of. I made a deal to help this loser fan have one more great episode of his favorite show. And it was great. For a while. We stole the souls of everyone who couldn't solve the mystery. Oh, and by the way, you're fucked too. I hope you've been paying attention and finding clues, or you're going to join us in this shitty old box. But I'm going to level with you. I'm really bored. And this has gone on so long. I missed out on video, and I'm sure as shit not missing out on the internet. That place sounds like heaven. Well, for demons. Anyway, if you can help me break the curse...
When do what exactly?
You'll need to stock up on those perfect pick-me-up...
Is it time to go to
I'm sure
6?
our listeners don't give a flying fig about effervescent tablets, Chester. Back to the story. Now. The story's on Channel 3, in case you've forgotten.
Remember what I said, listeners? 6 tablets in every box. 6 is the magic number!
Enough. Channel 3, now, please.
You have made a selection.
Oh, I went
Your
too
choice
early.
will
It played
be
the played the rest of the
confirmed.
sound file.
3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
Okay. 6, maybe? Okay, I'm just gonna write that down.
Okay, we really don't have any time. You've got to get me out of here. I want to know what a blockchain is. I want a Twitter account. I want to do something new, and there's a pretty good chance it won't affect you. So let me out. Let us all out. Save the souls of these poor, sad radio actors, denied their eternal rest, and cursed to act out the same unsolvable mystery again and again. Save yourself while you're at it. There's one problem. The binding demonic contract I made forbids me from telling you exactly how to break the curse. But
Okay.
it doesn't stop me from pointing you in the right direction.
Help us! Let us out!
They may be a good place to start. Poke around the places he doesn't want you to be. You're looking for 3 things, and the place they might be useful.
I hear him.
And the
He's coming.
3 things in the
We'll
place
tell
might
you
be
what
useful.
happened, but you have to find us.
You've all gone off the script. This isn't a spooky program. Leave that to the hacks like Wells. I'm getting us back to the action.
Okay, I'm looking for 3 things in places he doesn't want me to go.
Marjorie and I have done our fair share of snooping as amateur sleuths, and we've even been caught a few times. But being trapped on a boat and stalked by a mysterious stranger was definitely the worst it's ever been. Until we realized we were trapped on the boat being stalked by 2 mysterious strangers. Who's that? Did you see? There's 2 of them set to swinging that frying pan.
Got him!
What the blazes? Marjorie! Ow!
Someone find the lights. Carlton!
Catherine.
What happened to the other guy?
Oh, he got away when you gave me a demonstration of your skills in the kitchen. That's going to leave a lump.
Come here, let me see.
You're not getting out of this that easy. What did you 2 think you were doing sneaking around like that? Trespassing?
We weren't the only trespassers, and speaking of which, shouldn't we go after him?
No point. I didn't get a good look, and he's bound to be off the boat and probably lost in the marina by now. I got a solid hit in. He'll be sporting quite the shiner.
That sounded like Spanish he was speaking. Might be enough to track him down.
Oh, no, you don't. This is not about to become another ill-advised, cat-keen misadventure.
I think you mean mystery. Wait until you hear what we found.
It can wait until we're back home. Otherwise, I'm going to have to prosecute myself for breaking and entering.
Yes, I would like an explanation for why you're there, but also...
Having another?
The first bourbon was medicine. This one's to keep my temper. You both could have been seriously hurt. Lucky I was there.
About that, why were you of all places?
No time to litigate that point, dear. From now on, we're going to investigate this like professionals.
Professionals like Sterling Gray.
Professionals like those of us in law enforcement. Now, as I see it, ladies, There are 3 big tasks.
Three.
Someone needs to look into this mine Teddy's supposedly visiting.
Mine?
Someone needs to track down the thug who snuck onto the boat
Thug.
and learn what he was after. And someone needs to go to Evelyn again and check her story based on what we now know.
I want to talk to Evelyn. I can use the Society Pages article as a pretext.
That leaves the other 2 assignments fairly easy to divide up.
Don't be so sure.
I go to a rough establishment and track down the thug, while Marjorie investigates the Peruvian mine on Channel 1.
I take the softer approach to tracking down the thug, while Carlton looks into the mine financials on Channel 4.
4 is the way to go. 4 is obviously the way to go.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3.
Hang on.
We're gonna have a serious talk about straying from designated channels. You're going to ruin the story. And we can't have that.
Too bad. Still here. Alright, let's go 3.
I go to a rough establishment and track down the thug, while Marjorie investigates the Peruvian mine on Channel 1.
I take the softer approach.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3.
5 wasn't one of the options, so I don't know what's going.
Choice confirmed.
I was just a guest star. I didn't have a lot of big radio roles, but I was easy to work with, and I had a good voice, so lots of shows called me to do an episode of this or that. I never got called to do Cat Keen. It was a summer replacement, and it only ran for 3 months. I never even heard of the show before it was already canceled. I guess he must have heard my voice on other things. He wanted the perfect episode, and I found myself in here. We're all trapped here, on a show that was barely on the air. 3 months. The number 3. That's been stuck in my head this whole time. The number 3. Why does that seem so significant? He's coming. You have to go. I wish I could be more help. 3 months.
Okay.
I go to a rough establishment and track down the thug, while Marjorie investigates the Peruvian mine.
Okay, 4 is the obvious choice. Okay.
I take the softer approach to tracking down the thug, while Carlton looks into the mine financials on Channel 4.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2.
I think we might still be
1.
able to save it, hopefully.
Choice confirmed.
Carlton wasn't happy about the idea of sending Marjorie to spend time with seedier characters, but her attempts to persuade him were enough to convince him that she might have some luck, even with the rougher crowd. It helps that we both stroked his lawyer ego by admitting we were helpless when it comes to the intricacies of legal contracts and international finance. That left me to go see Evelyn and poke at her story. One problem: no one was home. I tried peering in the windows, but it looked like a party planning committee had exploded in there. Since my own little boating adventure, I knew that Evelyn's wedding hadn't gone down quite like she said it did. She was not telling the entire truth, and I thought there was bound to be a clue in her home. Alternatively, since Carlton got so fussy about breaking and entering, I thought I could be less Sterling Gray mystery writer and a bit more Cat Keen society writer. I thought I might see if the newsrooms turned up any gossip about Miss Evelyn. I look for another way into Evelyn's home on Channel 5, or I try the hot gossip in the newsroom on Channel 6.
Alright.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
Alright, I'm ready for more clues.
Again? Really? You aren't supposed to be here. This wasn't a channel you should have been tuned to. Why are you disrupting my story? I've worked so hard to get it this way. Didn't you have fond memories tuning to good Channel 5 every night? The dial in my home was permanently fixed on 5.
Channel 5.
I didn't
Channel
feel
5.
the need to go twisting it around. 5 was good enough for me. You don't appreciate Cat Keen. No one did. It didn't even get a proper chance. Well, I changed all that. And since listening isn't your strong skill, I don't doubt you'll bungle up the mystery and be joining me here soon. Now stick to my story.
Okay, so 3 months. Channel 5 is where his
look for another way
thing was
into
stuck.
Evelyn's home on Channel 5, or I
Shouldn't
try
have
the
said that.
hot gossip in the newsroom on Channel 6.
5. Channel 5.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
I'm hoping that's right.
Of all the places to put a pond. After I extracted my soggy shoe from the water, I found a window to peep through. I'd never seen so much flatware and streamers in one space. She'd been busy pulling out all the stops. I especially liked the crepe paper banner declaring Teddy and Evelyn forever. Wherever Teddy was, it seemed clear Evelyn expected him to come home soon to a wife and a heck of a wedding reception. I still had some time before I was due to meet back up with Marjorie and Carlton, but not a lot to show for my effort so far. Because I couldn't go back with so little and call myself a proper detective, I decided to use the remaining time to try and get the straight story from someone who was on the boat. But who to try? Business pal Charlie or best friend Arthur? I go to check in on Charlie Gilbert on Channel 2. I interview Arthur Erickson on Channel 3.
2 and 3. So, let me try 1, 4, and 6. That's different.
I go to check in on Charlie Gilbert on Channel 2. I interview Arthur Erickson. I go to check in on Charlie Gilbert.
Okay, maybe that was just placeholder that didn't load.
Arthur Erickson on Channel 3. I go to check in on Charlie Gilbert on Channel 2. I interview Arthur Erickson on Channel 3.
It's got to be Channel 3.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3.
Because here's what I'm thinking. Charlie wasn't confirmed to be there, whereas Arthur was. Because we found his jacket.
I tried Arthur Erickson at his law office, but the secretary informed me I'd just missed him. It didn't take much to get it apart with his home address, however, so I hopped a cab downtown to his apartment.
Yes, what is it? Oh, Miss Keene. You again?
Sorry to bother you after hours. I'm on a deadline.
I don't have any other gossip to share, Miss Keene. You got too much out of me at my office.
Oh, no. This isn't about the missing sundial. I'm convinced Teddy will be home quite soon.
Really? And what makes you say that? I mean, it's just that Peru is so remote, and I've heard nothing.
Give a reporter some credit, Mr. Erickson.
Well, that's very good news. Won't you come in for a few minutes? Feel free to have a seat.
Thank you. I promise I'll be quick. A single man such as yourself probably has evening plans.
No, I'm mostly interested in the welfare of my friends. Seems like you have some news I'd be most anxious to hear.
Oh, I just popped around Evelyn's place, and I can see she's planning quite the reception upon Teddy's return. I'm going to be writing a nice piece for her. As you're his best friend, I hope to surprise her with a really touching tribute and a few details only a best friend might have.
Details such as what precisely?
Well, you're one of the only ones who was present for the ceremony itself. I can persuade editorial to leave room for a photo since it's for friends. You wouldn't happen to know if there was a photo taken of the happy couple?
The whole point of the ceremony was to keep the public's nose out of the private affairs, Miss Keene.
Oh, I quite understand. Of course, the paper likes to have a copy of the marriage license on hand before going to print ever since the Katerina affair. You remember that, of course?
Yes, I mean, that's standard practice now. I'm afraid I can't help you with that.
Such a shame. I had no idea what the Katerina affair was. I made it up on the spot. Katerinas are always getting into trouble, though. I was now certain Arthur was hiding something. But was it to protect his best friend or himself? I could use 2 different tactics with Arthur, but which one would get me the best return?
Is either of them on Channel 3 or 5?
Something useful, or take the more daring approach and risk it all. I play it safe on Channel 5. I take the more daring approach on Channel 6.
I don't want to play it safe. We have evidence.
You have made a selection. Your choice.
Okay.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1.
This will be the third. This will be the third since they told me.
There used to be more souls here. I don't think anyone expected the show to run this long, but he won't let it end. The power it takes to keep us here is extraordinary, but that's why the mystery is so difficult. When radio was more popular, there were more listeners to power it all, but it's breaking down. Minor characters are fading away to limbo. I know that I'll be gone soon.
Is that why it's impossible?
Wherever we go, it's not to our rest. The clock again. It always reminds me that time's running out. I'm obsessed with the dial. It always seems to strike 2 before things get bad. 2. Bung. Bung. He's coming. I have to run. Remember, the dial is important.
352 so far.
I play it safe and keep him talking on Channel 5. I take a more daring approach on Channel 6.
We have the evidence. We should take 6. But 5 is one of the numbers I have.
I play it safe and keep him talking on Channel 5. I take a more daring approach on Channel 6. I play it safe and keep him talking on Channel 5. I take a more daring approach on Channel 6.
I'm gonna regret this.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
I suppose it was too much to hope I'd turn up the marriage license. I appreciate your help and won't take up any more of your time.
I just hope we find Teddy soon and all this worry is for nothing.
One thing, I hate to be a bother, but it's a long cab ride back to meet Carlton. If I could powder my nose before...
Say no more. The washroom's down the hall on the left, just past the bedroom.
You're a gentleman, thank you. I'll be just a moment.
Take your time.
This is your aggressive
Perhaps I could
approach?
trouble you for a glass of water as well?
Before that long cab ride, Miss Keene, I'll never understand women.
We're the greatest mystery of all. I'll be but a moment.
We have the note, but we're not going to confront him with it?
I was preoccupied in the kitchen. I made my way down the hall, but not to powder my nose. The bedroom was right there, and it was an honest mistake to slip in there and have a quick look around while trying to find the way to the washroom.
Really?
By going through his drawers and credenza. I don't have a lot of time, but... Hello, what's this? And this? Well, well, well.
Miss Keene, find your way.
Only just. Thank you ever so much for the hospitality. I'll be going now.
Oh, wait.
Yes?
I have your glass of water.
Oh. I do apologize. You made a good point. So silly of me to have another large drink before the long cab ride. I'll trouble Carlton for some water when I reach his place. Thank you again, Mr. Erickson. I can see myself out?
Allow me.
That was almost too close, but worth the risk. Only once I was safe in the cab did I dare to examine what I found in Arthur Erickson's credenza, the very marriage certificate he claimed not to have. And that wasn't the only surprise. A second marriage certificate, halfway through an attempted forgery. Evelyn's signature was on both copies, but there were 2 different signatures on the line for the groom. The forgery was the one with an attempt at Teddy Foxbridge's signature, but the complete certificate had a different name. Arthur Erickson.
An attempt at Teddy Foxbridge?
A map of Peru with a very specific location circled on it. Excuse me, driver.
Teddy was never there.
Please get us there as quickly as possible. Time was suddenly of the essence. Teddy Foxbridge might be in danger, but the drawer full of obsessive love letters and photographs of Evelyn also had me worried. The sooner I got back to Carlton's, the better.
Okay, but what do we want with Teddy? Is it his investments?
Taxi dropped me back at Carlton's place, and I breezed
I'm confused.
in only to find both my gentleman friend and my erstwhile best gal both...
Is the sundial that important?
What's the matter with the pair of you? Am I that late?
You did seem to take your time. I'm not going to say I was worried, but...
Evelyn wasn't at home. I found myself with a little extra time, so I made one more stop, and I learned a few things. But first, tell me what you found.
Are you sure you're okay?
Of course I am, but what about you?
Kat, I know you were hoping for something more damning when you asked me to look into the financials and paperwork around the mine, but I don't know if I have that. The gossip may say that Charlie Gilbert's made a bad decision, but there are several large corporations here in America looking to make deals for some of the mining operations starting up in Peru. Not just gold, but copper, too. Charlie might be onto something, and it's entirely possible Teddy Foxbridge is not being hoodwinked. There's maybe nothing shady at all about the mine.
Well, that doesn't mean there's no crime going on.
Well, now that you mention it, I did learn something strange.
Mm-hmm.
When I requested certain documents to be pulled, I saw that Arthur Erickson had already pulled them days ago, including the ones that detail the exact location of Charlie's mine.
But what can that mean? I'm sure there's an innocent explanation, but after the day I've had, I'm inclined to think the worst.
Marjorie, you were trying to track down the man who tussled with us on the yacht. I take it you found something less pedestrian in your trip to the low side of town?
Never underestimate my charms, darling.
I never do.
You're not serious. You actually managed to learn something?
In spite of what Kent Manning or any of Sterling Gray's other rough-and-tumble detectives might tell you, sometimes you learn more with a bat of your eyelashes and a little genteel flattery. And it helps to pretend that your husband is a no-good scoundrel and you need some slightly unsavory help to sort it out.
You found the thug on the boat?
He was already gone, but the other lowlifes told me plenty. Catherine, I have to tell you that I'm a little worried. This particular gentleman's expertise is in contract killings. They said something about another man in a good suit coming around here and hiring the man to go to Peru and get somebody's husband out of the way.
What did he look like?
Honestly, it could have been either Charlie Gilbert or Arthur Erickson, or anyone else who looks kind of like them. But still, I'm worried.
Based on what we found, I'm pretty sure Teddy Foxbridge is still alive. But I'm now suddenly worried he might not be that way much longer. Carlton, we need to get a message to Peru, and it seems like telegrams might not be fast enough.
Let me make a call or two. The U.S. attorney might be able to put me in touch with the embassy.
And in the meantime, there's a culprit here to deal with.
But we don't have enough evidence.
Then we'll have to draw it out.
Well, on the edge of your seat? Are you certain of the culprit? The time has come to arrive at a solution. I wonder if you've got what it takes to unravel the threads.
I have 352.
Let's make a little wager, shall we?
But before that happens, let's have a nice, refreshing Klaxo. Nothing goes with wagering your mortal soul on the correct solution to a mystery like the refreshing taste of Klaxo effervescent tablets. Yes, friends, the power of those little grapefruit bubbles is known to have a keen effect on the memory.
Grapefruit keen.
And everyone wants to have their noggin in tip-top shape to remember the great deal Klaxo is offering to listeners of this program.
Deal.
And if you'd like to know more...
Enough! Silence! Back in your box! I have the power here. This is my story.
3 was the deal.
This is my deal. These are my souls.
Wait, no. 6 was the deal. 6 tablets.
No listener has ever arrived at the correct solution. Your souls are as good as mine already,
Shit.
You poor fools. You'll be collected and give life to my stories in here for another 50 years. There's nothing you can do about it. So turn to Channel 3 and let's finish the program. Only a correct solution will save you.
We're gonna take a fucking minute. Okay.
You're likely doomed already, but the story demands an ending, and we play by the rules here. Channel 3, and only Channel 3.
Okay, so 6 was the deal, and he emphasized deal. I wish I could replay that now. He emphasized deal, so the deal was 6 tablets.
You're likely doomed
but
already,
3
but
months,
the story demands
channel,
an ending,
he was glued to
and we
channel
play by the
5,
rules
2 o'clock,
here. Channel 3, and only
and 6
Channel
tablets.
3.
Keen. Keen is the name of the character, which would
You're
probably
likely
reference
doomed
Channel
already,
5
but the story demands
that the
an
guy
ending,
was glued
and we
to.
play by the rules here. Channel 3, and only Channel 3.
And 3 is the first number they gave me. Well, let me try the other channels. Grapefruit wasn't a clue. Okay. Which means that... Hang on, let me try 5. I'm gonna let it sit.
Good for you! I knew you were a discerning customer. I'm so terribly sorry I'm forbidden from aiding you directly, but I can give you this one hint. Don't be distracted by complexities. Take it from a demon. Crime is simple, But the sins of humanity are many. Guilt and crime are not the same. There are no tricks. There is a solution to this devilish crime.
Well, yeah. And in relation to that, Arthur is the actual husband, so I'm wondering if Teddy is the one who hired the hitman, because he's not actually married to the lady whose name starts with an E. Evelyn? I forgot.
You're likely doomed already, but the story demands an ending, and we play by the rules here. Channel 3, and only Channel 3.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3.
You're likely doomed
Yeah, that's
already,
my only
but
option.
The story.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2.
Maybe he only
1.
said 6 tablets to
Choice
indicate that I needed to go to channel 6 right then. 352 is the only thing I can think of. Here's
Thank you all
hoping.
for coming on such short notice.
Your message was urgent. You said it had something to do with Teddy. Is he all right?
Honestly, we don't know. I have Carlton making some calls right now and hope to know more soon. What I'm absolutely certain of is that Teddy Foxbridge was never on that boat, and you all knew it. I think we ought to have a short chat. The police are on the way.
Now, wait just a minute. What exactly is this?
Is that Charlie?
Miss Keene, you better come to the point and in a hurry.
I wouldn't be in such a hurry to get up and leave, any of you. Not until you've heard the evidence we've uncovered.
Evidence? What evidence?
I'm glad you asked. Based on all the clues I had so far, there were several explanations that made sense to me. In all scenarios, the evidence pointed to Teddy never being on that boat.
Does he exist?
Why? It's possible Charlie and Evelyn were working together, most likely to steal Teddy's money and invest in the mine while he was trapped in South America. The wedding was just a sham to get the money and use Arthur as an alibi.
Right.
Of course, it's possible Charlie was acting alone, and Arthur and Evelyn were innocent. Charlie needed the investment, and he was determined to get it any
I
way
didn't
he
talk
could.
to Charlie at all.
Or it wasn't about money at all. Maybe it was Arthur, his obsession with Evelyn being the perfect motive to strand Teddy and send a killer to get him out of the picture. Or maybe Evelyn finally had enough of waiting to be a bride. Maybe she got Teddy out of the way to get access to his investments and move on with her life. But there's one more possibility.
That's a lot of
If
possibilities.
you're listening to this, it's possible there is no real solution, and it's all a trick to steal your soul.
Oh, okay.
I accuse Arthur of staging a wedding and plotting a murder on Channel 1. I accuse Charlie of acting alone on Channel 2. I declare it was Charlie and Evelyn working together on Channel 4. I say it was Evelyn acting alone on Channel 5. You can decide this is all a trick and stake your life on it by tuning to Channel 6.
I'm on 3 right now.
I accuse Arthur of staging a wedding and plotting a murder on Channel 1. I accuse Charlie of acting alone on Channel 2. I declare it was Charlie and Evelyn working together on Channel 4. I say it was Evelyn acting alone on Channel 5. You can decide this is all a trick and stake your life on it by tuning to Channel 6.
Alright. The demon told me it's not a
I
trick.
accuse Arthur of
I'm gonna
staging a
mute
wedding and
this for a
plotting a
second.
murder on Channel 1. I accuse Charlie of acting alone
So
on
the demon
Channel
told
2.
me it's not a trick.
I declare it was Charlie
As
and
much
Evelyn
as you can
working
believe a
together
demon.
on Channel 4.
It doesn't
I
make
say it was
sense for
Evelyn
Evelyn to be
on
acting
Channel
alone.
5. You can decide this is all a trick and stake
Or
your
maybe
life
it
on
does.
by tuning to Channel 6.
No, I don't understand. Okay, because Arthur had the love notes in his pocket saying that he knows she's to be married soon.
I
But his
accuse Arthur
name
of
was
staging a
on
wedding
the
and plotting a
completed
murder
marriage
on Channel
certificate.
1.
And
I
Teddy
accuse
was going to be
Charlie
on the
of acting
forgery.
alone on Channel 2.
There were 3 people on the boat. It was
I
Charlie,
declare it was
Evelyn,
Charlie
and
Evelyn
Arthur.
working together on Channel 4. I say it was
And I
Evelyn
never
acting
talked to
alone
Charlie,
on
so I
Channel
don't
5.
fucking know.
You can decide this is all a trick and stake your life on it by tuning to Channel 6.
Because she was never married to Teddy.
I accuse
So it
Arthur
wouldn't
of
make
staging a
sense
wedding and plotting a murder on Channel 1. I
for
accuse
Arthur to
Charlie
talk
of
about
acting
getting
alone on Channel 2.
the wife out
I
of the
declare
way.
it was Charlie and Evelyn working
Or
together
to
on Channel
getting the
4.
husband out of the way.
I say it was
Because
Evelyn
Charlie would have
acting
had
alone
to
on
have
Channel
known
5.
that
You can
Arthur
decide this is all a trick and stake your life on it by tuning
was
to
the
Channel
real
6.
husband. Because he was on the boat.
I accuse Arthur of staging a wedding and plotting a
And the
murder
evidence
on
of the
Channel
forgery
1.
was found at Arthur's
I accuse
house.
Charlie of acting alone on Channel
Alright, let me hear the options again.
I declare it was Charlie and Evelyn working together on Channel 4. I say it was Evelyn acting alone on Channel 5. You can decide this is all a trick and stake your life on it by tuning to Channel 6.
I'm gonna regret this.
I accuse Arthur of staging a wedding and plotting a murder on Channel 1. I accuse Charlie of acting alone on Channel 2. I declare it was Charlie and Evelyn working together on Channel 4. I say it was Evelyn acting alone on Channel 5. You can decide this is all a trick and stake your life on it by tuning
None of them
to Channel
seem
6.
right, except for maybe one.
I accuse Arthur of staging a wedding and plotting a murder on Channel 1. I accuse Charlie of acting alone on Channel 2. I declare it was Charlie and Evelyn working together on Channel 4. I say it was Evelyn acting alone on Channel 5. You can decide this is all a trick and stake your life on it by tuning to Channel 6.
Crime and guilt are not the same. Crime and guilt are not the
staging a
same.
wedding and plotting a murder on Channel 1.
What Arthur was
I
doing with the
accuse Charlie
forgery
of acting
is
alone on Channel
100%
2.
a crime, but it doesn't.
I declare
but
it
I
was
don't know what
Charlie
it
and
has
Evelyn
to
working
do.
together on Channel 4.
Let's see.
I say it was Evelyn acting alone on Channel 5. You can decide this is all a trick and stake your life on it by tuning to Channel 6.
Damn it.
I accuse Arthur
None
of
of them
staging
make
a
quite
wedding
enough
and plotting
sense.
a murder on Channel 1.
And I'm going to risk it
I
and pick
accuse Charlie
6.
of acting alone
But
on
there's a
Channel
chance
2.
that.
I declare it was Charlie and Evelyn working together on Channel 4. I say it was Evelyn acting alone on Channel 5.
Let's go for
You can
6.
decide this is all a trick.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
None of them quite made sense.
There is no solution to this mystery. It's a trap, a trick. It's an unwinnable game to harvest souls to keep us in torment forever. It's cheap and foolish.
You didn't even try to solve the mystery.
I did.
Pathetic. If I wasn't so amused at your laziness, I'd be insulted at how you've wasted my time.
Honestly, weaving a mystery with no solution is a good idea. I'll have to remember that for the next time I strike a bargain to collect souls.
Next time? My dear Klaxo, do you think this arrangement is going to come to an end anytime soon? Just who do you think you're dealing with? No, the show must go on, and on, and on, and on. Now hurry up and take care of harvesting my souls.
This isn't any fun at all.
And that's all the time we have. See you soon. The Klaxo Radio Hour was written, designed, directed, and constructed by Marcy Campos and Jesse V. Hill. Additional programming by Sean Bouchard. Featured in the cast were Sarah Elmaleh as Kat, Michael Anetta as Carlton, Marcy Campos as Marjorie, Patrick Qua as Charlie, Aaron Shaver as Evelyn, Derek Stockwell as Arthur, Sam Roberts as Captain Hughes, Sean Bouchard as the bartender, Amanda Powers as the secretary, and Colin Kelly as Klaxo. This is Jesse V. Hill. Original music composed and performed by Kyle Laporte. Thank you to Dara O'Farrell and the USC Game Innovation Lab. This is the Klaxo Radio Hour, signing off.
Alright. We're gonna figure out what exactly happened.
Why not meet me on Channel 6 to hear
Alright,
more
we're
about
gonna
all
listen to the
things
Klaxo ad.
Klaxo can do
And then
for
I'll
you.
proceed to finish the mystery.
Come now, Chester. They want to get to the mystery. You'll have time to shill your swill at the half. Dear listener, the story begins on Channel 1. Set the dial to Channel 1 to begin tonight's story.
Or to Channel 6 if you can't get enough Klaxo.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
Ah, yes, I knew you'd be different. Excellent.
Chester, what do you think you're doing? It's time for the story.
Just having a friendly word about the power of Klaxo, of course. They've got that great taste and those soothing bubbles that just make you want to set me free. Set yourself free.
Well, you certainly are passionate about your product, Chester. But that's enough for now. Our listeners want to hear the story, and for that, they need to stay only on the channels they're told to.
Perhaps at the next sponsor break we can speak more, listeners.
Now on with the story.
Everyone knows I write for the society pages, but that doesn't mean I have to enjoy going to all these
Well,
functions.
I'll see you again at
Still,
the conclusion.
When it's your best friend throwing the event, you have to...
Okay, so during my replay, I decided to take the choices that were the opposite of what I chose before. And I came across this. Oh, hang on. Yeah.
You have made a selection. Your choice will
So
be
I didn't think it would do me any good to go back to the
2,
offices.
1.
And as far as I
Choice
can tell so far, it doesn't do me any good. But this is right after trying to invade the house to find Evelyn again.
I hurried on down to the newsroom and took the elevator straight to the society offices. Trust an office full of gossips to always have the latest.
And right after one of the alternate recordings told me 3 months.
Klaxo regrets to inform you that due to a lapse in demonic power, this location is unavailable. Please insert more souls. We regret this minor inconvenience, but if you're feeling down, or like half your office is crumbling into the empty purple void, there's nothing like the refreshing taste of Klaxo to pick you back up.
Those advertisements are as cloying as the taste of that disgusting beverage. Maybe they're in the offices. That's funny. Where are the names on the doors? And why does it seem like half the building's gone? There has to be somebody here. I might as well try these doors. There are 5 doors. They're on channels 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
And I've already done this once, and I accidentally... continuing the game starts on channel 2. So I continued right here, and then I left it on channel 2.
5 doors.
And it automatically picked door number 2, behind which was some information on a sundial. And it really pissed me off, because it means I had to start all over again. But I want to try door number 3 because 3 months was the last clue I would have received.
There are 5 doors. They're on...
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
I almost fell! What is this place? Just a big empty nothing.
Alright.
Bitcoins, Internet of Things, Twitterbots, no more radios, no more radios, augmented reality? What's that? Oh, wait, you're not supposed to be here.
There has to be somebody here. I might as well try these doors. There are 5 doors. They're on channels 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Okay. So does that
mean... You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed.
There are 5 doors.
I'm starting to wonder if this is where I'm supposed to use something.
3,
so,
4,
remember my 3-5-2 from the beginning? Or from the last playthrough? Let's try 5, because 2 had information about Peruvian Peruvian
They're on channels 1,
sundials or
2,
whatever. And
3,
I also picked up something
4,
else.
and
Evelyn
5.
said that she and Teddy were married, which is clearly a lie. So she has to be in on
There are 5 doors.
something.
They're on channels 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Alright, so 5 should be our next choice. Here's hoping.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in
3, 5, and 2.
2, 1. Choice confirmed.
The floor feels unstable here. This isn't the newsroom either. It's a dead end. Wait, where's the door I came in? There are just 4 blank walls. I'm trapped. I'm lost. There has to be somebody here. I might as well try these doors.
Whoa! You with the dial! You're way on the end of the spectrum. This is Klaxo's me time, in my private, decaying portion of this cursed prison box. I can't keep cleaning up the mess you're making. Don't ever mess with a demon's me time. Back you go! Time to return to the program, everybody. Please set the dial to channel 6. 6. 6.
No.
I'm kidding. Just plain old channel 6.
Two didn't let me do anything. Hang on.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2,
All right.
1. Choice confirmed.
That looks like it might be the end of it.
I still had some time before I was due to meet back up with Marjorie and Carlton, but not a lot to show for my effort so far. Because I couldn't go back with so little and call myself a proper detective, I decided to use the remaining time to try and get the straight story from someone who was on the boat. But who to try? Business pal Charlie or best friend Arthur? I go to check in on Charlie Gilbert on Channel 2. I interview Arthur Erickson on Channel 3.
But I'll be back when the next
You have
interesting
made a
thing
selection.
happens.
Your choice will be confirmed.
It may be the
in
end. We'll
3,
see.
2, 1. Choice confirmed.
No one seemed to know if Charlie Gilbert had an actual office, but the gossip mill made it clear my best chance of running into him meant the tennis club. Without a membership, I was reduced to waiting on the steps, but a wink and a smile at the doorman was enough to grant me entry. Sure enough, I found Charlie at a table by the pool.
Well, well, what have we here? About time this place got some new blood.
Mr. Gilbert, my name is Catherine Keene.
Ah, Miss Keene. I read your column. Always good to keep up with the gossip in my line of work.
Which is what, precisely? I'm given to understand it's some kind of speculation, or perhaps real estate.
You have me at something of a disadvantage. Please, rest those lovely legs and join me at my table. I can order you something if you wish.
I'm afraid I can't stay that long. I'm on something of a deadline.
I'm not usually the subject of gossip.
I write for the society pages, not gossip. And the big social event looming seems to be some nuptials you might be able to give me some additional information about.
You're fast. That little boat ride was supposed to be something of a secret. I thought the whole scheme of Arthur's was pretty complicated to help Teddy get over his little stutter, but I was happy to help a friend and business partner. If you want any of the juicy details, you're better off going to Arthur, or better yet, Evelyn.
I tried that, but she wasn't at home. She seems awfully busy planning the reception and the public announcement upon Teddy's return. You wouldn't happen to know when that would be, or how he might be reached for a quote, would you?
I'm afraid the South American jungle doesn't have many convenient telegram offices, Miss Keene. But I've been talking the investment over with Evelyn, and she seems bullish on it, as I'm sure Teddy will be once he's seen the potential.
Oh, Evelyn's involved in the business decisions?
Careful, Miss Keene. This isn't for your gossip pages. If you know Evelyn at all, though, you'll know she's a real pistol when it comes to Teddy. She loves him dearly and wants him to make smart decisions. Fantastic woman. Someday I might settle down and get one of my own.
And Evelyn?
Oh, you have quite a wit. I like that. I would be interested in a pussy cat as well.
Oh, you. Be careful, Mr. Gilbert. Some cats have claws. I needed more, but wasn't sure quite how to get it. I could play it safe and keep up the banter and hope he let something slip, or I could take a more daring approach and hope it paid off. I play it safe and keep him talking on Channel 5. I take a more daring approach on Channel 6.
You have made a selection. You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
Miss Keene, if I weren't so worried about having an angry district attorney on my hands, I might be tempted to see just how sharp those claws are.
Oh, he might get a piece of you soon enough if the rumors about your bad investments are true.
Now, wait just a minute. I know things haven't gone great for me in the past, but if you're implying that any of this is a swindle, the mine in Peru is legitimate. Hold on, I'll show you. See for yourself. I only just got some of the results back from the minerals expert. The gold's one thing, but the land also sits on copper deposits. It could be worth a lot. I didn't know that when I persuaded Teddy to go down there and see, but, well, just read it, Miss Keene.
I'm no geology expert, but I do smell something fishy here.
I assure you, Miss Keene, this is all factual and on the level.
I wasn't talking about the minerals report. You just finished telling me there was no way to get a telegram to Teddy Foxbridge while he was inspecting this mine. But you're now showing me a telegram from that very mine.
Okay, well, you got me there. But it's not what it looks like.
Oh, yes? Give me one good reason not to call the police right now.
Teddy's perfectly safe, I swear to you. I may have asked the gentleman who runs the planes to pretend there were some delays, but just to keep him down there a few more days. Long enough for him to see this was a good investment. I need this to happen, Miss Keene, but I only did it because I knew what this report was going to say.
You've been keeping Teddy away this whole time?
It's perfectly innocent, I assure you. Arthur's known where he is this whole time.
Then why all the sneaking around? Why send some goon to the boat? Why steal the marriage certificate? Why any of those things?
Miss Keene, I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do anything more than bribe the pilot to pretend there was something wrong with his plane. Or whatever else you're talking about, that's not me, it's the truth.
If you'll excuse me, Mr. Gilbert, I urgently need to be somewhere else.
Well, now, wait a minute. What's going on? Miss Keene, where are you going? What man on the boat? Huh? How do you like that?
The taxi dropped me back at Carlton's place, and I breezed in only to find both my gentleman friend and my erstwhile best gal both looking far too worried. What's the matter with the pair of you? Am I that late?
You did seem to take your time. I'm not going to say I was worried, but...
Evelyn wasn't at home. I found myself with a little extra time, so I made one more stop, and I learned a few things. But first, tell me what you found.
Are you sure you're okay?
Of course I am, but what about you?
Oh, I'm fine. I just wish I could have been more help.
I'm sure you found something incredibly useful asking around about Charlie's mining investments. You always have your ways.
Well, I did some asking around, and it's just confirming what I already knew. He had too much of it in the Peruvian mine. He needs financial partners to get back what he's lost. Most people think it's a folly.
Most people?
Evelyn seemed confident, and she's been talking like she wants to invest even if Teddy isn't there.
You managed to run into Evelyn? I didn't find her at home.
Not exactly. But when I was looking into the mine, I learned she's been looking into her own financials. I hear she's had some difficulty on account of a missing marriage certificate. There's one more thing. Evelyn and I were not the only ones looking into these details. What?
I'm just trying to square that with what I learned.
Which was?
We'll get to that. Carlton, did you have much luck tracking down the man you tangled with on the yacht?
I had an idea where to start. Plenty of thugs I've prosecuted have talked a little too much to someone before I sent them away, and I've got good contacts with the police. I went to a bar they all talk about in a rough part of town. I got a little roughed up myself.
Oh, Carlton, is that why you wouldn't turn your face all the way to me? Oh, look at that shiner.
Don't worry, darling, I gave as good as I got, and then some. I'm not sure I found the fellow who took a jab at me on the boat, but I was definitely in his favorite watering hole, judging by the reception I got when I asked after him. Before they tossed me out on the street, I heard he was on his way to Peru on another job.
That does sound like a terribly unlikely coincidence. But what does that have to do with anything that happened on the boat?
I have an idea about that. Carlton, we need to get a message to Peru, and it seems like telegrams might not be fast enough.
Let me make a call or two. The U.S. Attorney might be able to put me in touch with the embassy.
And in the meantime, there's a culprit here to deal with.
But we don't have enough evidence.
Then we'll have to draw it out.
Well, well. On the edge of your seat? Are you certain of the culprit? The time has come to arrive at a solution. I wonder if you've got what it takes to unravel the threads. Let's make a little wager, shall we?
But before that happens, let's have a nice, refreshing Klaxo. Nothing goes with wagering your mortal soul on the correct solution to a mystery like the refreshing taste of Klaxo effervescent tablets. Yes, friends, the power of those little grapefruit bubbles is known to have a keen effect on the memory, and everyone wants to have their noggin in tip-top shape to remember the great deal Klaxo is offering to listeners of this program. And if you'd like to know more...
Enough! Silence! Back in your box! I have the power here! This is my story! This is my deal! These are my souls!
No listener has ever arrived at the correct solution. Your souls are as good as mine already, you poor fools. You'll be collected and give life to my stories in here for another 50 years. There's nothing you can do about it. So turn to Channel 3 and let's finish the program. Only a correct solution will save you. You're likely doomed already, but the story demands an ending, and we play by the rules here. Channel 3, and only Channel 3. You're like...
I'm honestly not sure what the crime is supposed to be at this point, because Charlie is definitely in debt and is using Teddy to help him get out of debt, but he seems to have a legitimate claim. And he claims that he only bribed the pilot to pretend there was damage to his plane. So, if we're talking about a murder plot, maybe it's Evelyn.
I knew you were a discerning customer. I'm so terribly sorry. I'm forbidden from aiding you directly, but I can give you this one hint. Don't be distracted by complexities. Take it from a demon. Crime is simple, but the sins of humanity are many. Guilt and crime are not the same. There are no tricks. There is a solution to this devilish crime.
I'm not even sure what the crime is because he's not dead yet.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
But Evelyn's talking about investing in the mine even without Teddy, so maybe she's planning to kill him to inherit his wealth with this forgery?
Thank you all
Seems
for
like
coming
everybody's
on such
in
short
on it
notice.
together, but I'm not sure exactly what the crime that they're referring to is.
Is he all right?
Honestly, we don't know.
We're gonna find out what the
I
actual
accuse
answer
Arthur of
is.
staging a wedding and plotting a murder on Channel 1. I accuse Charlie of acting alone on Channel 2. I declare it was Charlie and Evelyn working together on Channel 4. I say it was Evelyn acting alone on Channel 5. You can decide.
I'm going to find out what it is. It just depends on how many hours it's going to take me.
Channel 6.
Give them to me again. It's Charlie and Evelyn, or just Evelyn, I think.
I accuse Arthur of staging a wedding and plotting a murder on Channel 1. I accuse Charlie of acting alone on Channel 2. I declare it was Charlie and Evelyn working together on Channel 4. I say it was Evelyn acting alone on Channel 5. You can decide this is all a trick and stake your life on it by tuning to Channel 6.
Alright, let's try 5. No, hang on.
I accuse Arthur of staging a wedding and plotting a murder on Channel 1. I accuse Charlie of acting alone on Channel 2. I declare it was Charlie and Evelyn working together on Channel 4. I say it was Evelyn acting
Everybody
alone on
kept
Channel
suggesting
5.
that Charlie said the
You can
boat.
decide this is all a trick and stake your life on it by tuning to Channel 6.
Everybody kept saying that Charlie suggested the boat because of Teddy's stutter.
I accuse Arthur of staging a wedding and plotting a murder on Channel 1. I accuse Charlie of acting alone on Channel 2. I declare it was Charlie and Evelyn working together on Channel 4.
Alright, I'm gonna be
I say
down
it was
5
Evelyn
souls by the
acting
time this
alone
is to
on
the end.
Channel-
You have made a selection. Your choice
Here we
will
go.
be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
I'm still not sure what the crime is because he's not dead yet, as far as I know.
The simplest solutions are often the best ones. And in the case of murder, you never have to look much farther than the spouse. Or the would-be spouse, in this case.
You can't be serious. I love Teddy.
But you loved him a little too much, didn't you? No matter what the other convoluted details might be, the truth is he's been leading you on for a long time. Long enough to embarrass you in society. You had to do something.
Evelyn, I can't believe it.
Wait. You're accusing her?
None of this is true. None of it makes any sense. I was willing to be incredibly patient. Teddy just has that terrible stutter. He's been taking lessons. I didn't want to do the boat plan or any of the rest of it, but they convinced me that it was the only way that we
The thug on the boat! The killer sent to South America. You mean to tell me that is all coincidence?
Well, it might not be a coincidence, but it's a messy and inaccurate solution to the mystery. And quite lazy, not at all befitting the brilliant mind of Catherine Keen. Honestly, it's like none of you listen to the show. Do you know nothing about how great Cat Keen is? Are you not true fans?
No.
You don't deserve to waste our time. This was a very disappointing production indeed. It's not worth adding your souls to the cast. I'll use your energy and restore more of the locations we've lost. Maybe we can trap some souls who will at least give us a better show with your energy. Klaxo!
You don't have to be such a dick. And it's done. Don't worry out there, I don't end your life right away. You'll have time to put your affairs in order. But sooner or later, you'll be joining us in here. That's the bad news. The good news? You'll probably get to figure out the true solution to the mystery.
You can't trap us here forever. Someone will find the correct solution. Give us peace!
Never! You're on my show! It'll never end! It should never have ended. You should be thanking me.
And as for you out there, don't even think about trying again. You won't solve the mystery. No one ever does. Good night. I'll be seeing you soon.
Wait! You got so close. I think you can do it. I've been saving a little energy up for one last try. Don't fail us. I think I can give you one more try at the solution. Please! You're our only hope. Hurry!
Okay.
I accuse Arthur of staging a wedding and plotting a murder on Channel 1. I accuse Charlie of acting alone on Channel 2. I declare it was Charlie and Evelyn working together on Channel 4. I say it was Evelyn acting alone on Channel 5. You can decide this is all a trick and stake your
Let's
life
go
on
for
it by tuning to Channel 6.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
I'll do the honors this time, Kat.
You're sure?
I mean, it's perfectly obvious. Charlie and Evelyn were working together. They arranged for
No,
Teddy
if
to
she
vanish
figured it out,
through
this has gotta be wrong.
mysterious circumstances, and then they tricked Arthur into being part of this sham marriage at sea as a ploy to give them access to Teddy's money.
You can't be serious. Teddy only delayed the wedding because he was embarrassed of his stutter. This is outrageous.
As outrageous as murder? It's no secret that you're upset Teddy's been slow to actually marry you. Charlie came to you with an easy solution and turned on all that charm he likes to use. The rest maybe got a little out of hand, but the facts all check out.
They really don't, though. That's the problem. And I'm afraid you've lost. Incorrect solution. Klaxo!
You don't have to be such an asshole about it. And it's done. Don't worry out there, I don't end your life right away. You'll have time to put your affairs in order. But sooner or later, you'll be joining us in here.
So it's not a trick, it's not
That's
Charlie
the
and
bad
Evelyn.
news. The good news? You'll probably get to figure out the true solution to the mystery.
You can't trap us here forever. Someone will find the correct solution. Give us peace!
Never! You're on my show! It'll never end! It should never have ended.
You should thank me. And as for you out there, don't even think about trying again. You won't solve the mystery. No one ever does. Good night. I'll be seeing you soon.
The Klaxo Radio Hour was written, designed, directed, and constructed by Moxie
Alright, I'll be
Campos
back in
and
an hour.
Jesse Hill.
I've already used 3 and 5 in the gossip column
Thank you all for
rooms.
coming on such short
So
notice.
it seems like
Your message
2
is
is the
urgent.
next
You said it
option,
had
which
something to
would
do with
put me
Teddy.
at...
Is he all right?
Charlie did it by
Honestly,
himself?
we don't know. I have Carlton
I
making
don't
some calls
remember.
right now and hope to know more soon.
But
What I'm
let's
absolutely certain
assume
of
that
Teddy
2 is...
Foxbridge was never
Let's
on
assume
that
that's
boat,
what
and
they
you
were
all
trying to
knew
tell
it.
me.
I think we ought to
Because
have a short
that
chat.
would be...
The police are on the way.
Now, wait just a minute.
Because it says you have to find the
Miss
hints
Keene,
from
you better
the
come to
people
the
trapped
point
in the
in a
radio
hurry.
and figure
I
out where to
wouldn't be in
use
such a
their
hurry to get
clues.
up and leave,
And
any
2
of
is the
you.
only one I
Not
haven't
until you've heard the
used.
evidence we've uncovered.
Even though finding
Evidence?
Klaxo's
What
private
evidence?
places
I'm
wasn't
glad
really
you
helpful
asked.
to me.
Based on all the clues I had so far, there were several explanations that made sense to me.
So let's see.
In all scenarios, the evidence pointed to Teddy never being on that boat. As to why, it's possible Charlie and Evelyn were working together, most likely to steal Teddy's money and invest in the mine while he was trapped in South America. The wedding was just a sham to get the money and use Arthur as an alibi. Of course, it's possible Charlie was acting alone, and Arthur
2
and Evelyn
chimes
were
before
innocent.
something bad happens.
Charlie needed the investment, and he was
Does that mean it's
determined to get it
not
any way
2?
he could. Or it wasn't about money at all. Maybe it was Arthur.
Does that mean
his
that
obsession with
that
Evelyn
2
being
is
the
somebody
perfect
failing
motive
it?
to strand Teddy and send a killer to get him out of
Shit.
the picture. Or maybe Evelyn finally had enough of waiting to be a bride. Maybe she got Teddy out of the way to get access to his investments and move on with her life. But there's one more possibility. If you're listening to this, it's possible there is no real solution, and it's all a trick to steal your soul. I accuse Arthur of staging a wedding and plotting a murder on Channel 1. I accuse Charlie of acting alone on Channel 2. I declare it was Charlie and Evelyn working together on Channel 4. I say it was Evelyn acting alone on Channel 5.
Alright, we're gonna try
You can
2.
decide this is all a trick.
We're gonna try
Stake your
2.
life on it by tuning
And
into
hopefully they'll
Channel
give me
6.
another chance. If they don't give me another chance, we'll go around
You have
again.
made a selection. Your choice will be
I will be...
confirmed in 3.
If we fail it this time, I will be as wrong as literally
Choice
possible.
confirmed.
Regardless of whether the mine in Peru is a good investment, there's only one person who could be keeping Teddy down there against his will. The one who stands to benefit.
Now wait just one moment.
You set up the scheme to get him out of the way. You got Evelyn to sign over his money and make the investment Teddy wasn't sure
I
about.
have no hope.
It was the only way to bail out your own bad investments.
Stay where you are, fella. The police are on their way.
You've got this all wrong.
Do we? You paid for the fake wedding as well. Probably because you knew with Teddy out of the way, you'd have an easier time convincing Evelyn to invest in the mines with her new access to the bank accounts.
Charlie, how could you? Did you send a killer to Peru to commit the murder you didn't have the guts to do yourself?
No, this can't be right.
You've got the wrong guy. I don't know anything about a killer. This isn't me. I can't be the one.
He's right about that, at least.
No, we were so close.
I'm terribly sorry. You seem to have arrived at the wrong conclusion. Too bad. Klaxo!
Terribly sorry, friends. I no longer enjoy even the taking of souls like I used to. And it's done. Don't worry out there. I didn't end your life right away. You'll have time to put your affairs in order, but sooner or later, you'll be joining us.
Well, I've been literally as wrong as possible.
That's the life on it.
None of them seem right, except for maybe one.
The bad news. The good news is you'll probably get to figure out the true solution to the mystery.
Not likely. And I'm afraid that's all the time we have, folks. Tune in next time, if you dare. Good night.
Wait, quick! Thank you at least for getting closer to the truth. Most of the time, I'm the one they accuse. Thank you. That much is correct. Look, I've been saving up one last bit of
Wait,
power.
what?
It might be enough to take me back to the choice. It might be enough to try again. Wait! No! Let me go!
I accuse Arthur of staging a wedding and plotting a murder on Channel 1.
That's true, I did accuse Evelyn
Charlie of
both
acting alone on
times.
Channel 2. I declare it was Charlie and Evelyn working together on Channel 4. I say it was Evelyn acting alone on Channel 5. You can decide this is all a trick and stake your life
this is the final
on it
option.
by tuning to Channel 6.
This is the final option. I feel really dumb, but hopefully they'll explain why I'm a dumb.
Confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
Well, come on then, Miss Keene. Produce this evidence if you have it.
Charlie and Evelyn played right into your hands, Arthur. Your obsession with Evelyn was getting to be far too obvious, but you saw an opportunity when Teddy left the country, and you took it. And then you took it too far.
Preposterous! You can't prove any of it.
Point 1. These 2 wedding certificates. One is complete, but with Arthur's signature for the groom. There's a second attempting to forge Teddy's signature, but the captain's signature is also different, and probably forged.
How did you get those? This is an invasion of privacy.
Excuse me, what?
Oh, I wouldn't play entirely innocent, Mr. Gilbert. You arranged for the boat and the obviously sham marriage. I'm guessing Arthur played the part of Teddy, and you went along with it because he tricked you or he blackmailed you.
This is outrageous.
No, you've got it all wrong.
Oh, shit.
The wedding was just a bit of fun, Miss Keene. You've severely overstepped. Yes, the 3 of us went out on the boat. Yes, Arthur pretended to be Teddy, but it was just to help him. He has that dreadful stutter, and Arthur thought it would help if we got that part over for him.
What?
The funny thing is, some hired muscle tried to rough us up when we visited the boat. If it was all a helpful plan, why was some muscled thug so anxious to steal something from the boat where the wedding took place?
Probably because someone realized he signed his own name on the certificate instead of Teddy's by mistake. Or maybe he knew what he was doing and wanted the copy for other reasons.
Like what?
What?
Maybe because Arthur really wanted to marry you.
Well,
and
yeah.
This document might almost be legal if he could swing it right.
Now see here. What nonsense. I don't have to listen to this. All of this convoluted nonsense.
Well, that actually makes sense. You were so insistent when you threatened to tell Teddy that I was almost bankrupt. You wouldn't stop looking at Evelyn. Those vows you gave us Teddy were so personal.
But Arthur, you convinced me you were doing this for Teddy, for friendship. If the whole wedding was over and done with by the time we got home, you said, Teddy would be so relieved we saved him the stage fright and embarrassment of his stutter. But you said that
I've been trying to say it forever, Evelyn. Teddy's no good for you. You deserve so much better. And this is the chance I needed. I'd never abandon you. Never leave you to chase some idiotic business investment. So I made a mistake and signed the wrong name, but you know what this means? We're married. There's a signature on a page that proves it. We're married and we can just run away now. Teddy won't be coming back and we...
What are you saying? It's all a fraud. It doesn't mean anything. What have you done to Teddy?
I wouldn't worry about the validity of that marriage. And as for the rest, I don't think we're going to see much more of Arthur Erickson.
You can't prove anything. Besides, what crime is it really?
How about conspiracy to commit murder?
Carlton, just in time.
I've been on the phone with the embassy. Evelyn will be pleased to learn her fiancé is alive and well and on a plane home. The contract killer paid for by Mr. Erickson has already given him up.
So it's all true. You tried to have my fiancé killed. Arthur, you're sick.
Sick with love for you, and I'd do it again. Do anything for you, Evelyn. Come here, please.
I think that's about enough.
You'll never take me without a fight.
Careful now! Stay back!
Oh, nuts to that!
I think you dented the candlestick. Good hit, Catherine.
I'll kill you!
Well, now the candlesticks are a match set. Nicely done, Marjorie.
That
Damn.
will be the police.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
No, don't
Shit, they got swatted!
Impossible! No one solves the mystery. No one ever suspects Arthur. The mystery barely makes sense. You can't end it. You can't escape.
Now is the fantastic time to remind our listeners about the incredible deal Klaxo is offering for a limited time only.
Silence! Silence! You must honor the terms of our deal! Fine, those listeners will keep their souls, but there will be more. This will go on and on forever.
Wait, what's this that just fell out of Arthur's pocket?
Why, that's the sundial he was supposed to deliver to the silent auction, isn't it?
No, it's smaller. More like a lock. It twists between the numbers 1 and 6.
Ah, shit.
I know what this is. It's the thing that's trapped us here. I remember. There are 3 numbers that have to be dialed in.
And then a great deal can take place.
Okay,
352. Of course. The numbers release us. But what are they? Let's see. What's the first number? I remember now. You found the first number. 3. It's definitely 3. Turn the dial to 3.
It's on 3.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
I guess I was wrong again, because maybe he did have the marriage. Maybe I forgot. I don't know.
It. How?
I think that must have been correct.
All right, 5.
Yes! Keep going! No, you mustn't! You can't ruin my fun!
I'm positive we know the second number. 5. It's 5. Set the dial to 5 and hurry.
You have made a selection. Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1.
But there's been 2
Choice
dings.
confirmed.
And he says something bad happens at 2 dings. Because we've unlocked the thing.
No!
2 can't be the right number.
That's it. Just one more. We're almost there. I think we might have the answer. I just know it. The third number is 4.
Are you sure? Can you really trust her memory? Can you be certain I didn't trick her? This is the last number. You're betting an awful lot on Cat.
What will you do?
He said something bad happens with 2. It can't be 2. But I didn't hear anything that said it would be 4.
Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2, 1. Choice confirmed.
Please don't.
Gotcha. Well, damn it. That was closer than anyone's been in a while.
But not close enough. You're free, but they're all still mine.
We're going around again!
That's all the time we have for tonight.
Fuck you!
Tune in again.
Alright, I might be dumb, but I'm
I declare it
dedicated.
was Charlie and Evelyn working
But the bad
together
news
on
is that I can
Channel 4.
justify almost any
I say it
final
was
number in
Evelyn
the
acting alone
combination
on
at this
Channel
point.
5.
She was right up
You
until
can
the
decide
4.
this is all it
2
takes
wasn't
and
the
stake your
answer.
life on
Maybe
it
I should
by
trust her and
tuning
let
in
it be
Channel
4.
6.
Klaxo keeps saying
You have made
deal.
a selection.
I thought deal
Your
was
choice will
associated
be
with 6.
confirmed
Maybe
in
it's 6.
3, 2, 1.
But the
Choice confirmed.
there's a real chance that I'm going to be here for 5 more hours. And I'm so sad. But I so want to win. I want to win so bad.
Charlie and Evelyn played right into your hands, Arthur. Your obsession with Evelyn was getting to be far too obvious.
All
you
right.
saw an opportunity when Teddy left the country, and you took it. And then you
I'm
took
going to go
it
ahead and
too
put it on
far.
3.
Preposterous. No! Impossible.
That's it! Just one more. We're
4
almost
or
there.
6. 4 or 6.
I think
4
we
or
might have
6.
the answer.
4
I
or
just know
6.
it. The third number is 4.
Are you sure?
He
Can
keeps
you
telling me
really
to
trust her memory? Can you be
She's the
certain
greatest
I didn't
detective on the
trick her?
planet, right?
This
According
is
to
the
this
last
asshole,
number.
she's the
You're
greatest
betting an
detective.
awful lot on Cat.
What will you do?
4. I hate myself. I know it's not
You
4.
have made
I
a
hate
selection.
myself.
Your choice will be confirmed in 3, 2,
I hate this.
1. Choice confirmed.
It's 6, isn't it? It's 6, isn't it?
Yes! Decades of imprisonment, free at last.
It's actually 4?
Leave this cursed box and find new and more seductive evils. Thank you, mortal. No, you don't know what you've done. You fool! You... Oh, how tragic. It seems all the deeds have expired.
Thank God.
Well now, what to do with you? I could probably hitch a ride in that marvelous smartphone you're carrying. Tell me, does it have this, Twitter thing I've heard so much about? Maybe
Yes.
I should bind your soul to it in service of me!
How about you go suck a dick?
No, I'm kidding, of course. Relax! You should see your face. You even got your soul back.
I can see my face.
I suppose I'll let the rest of them out too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm out of here. Some douchebag is making a wish right now for Series A funding for his app-controlled toaster, and I want to be there for that. Bye-bye.
That's it? It's over? We're free?
I hope
Can't
so.
believe it. After all this time, we're free. We're free.
Thank you for bringing us peace. Thank you for freeing all of us.
Hell of a finale, isn't it, girlfriend?
Come here. There's been something I've been wanting to do. Quick, before we fade too.
That's the end? That's the last thing they do? We don't get to hear from the other trapped souls? Well, I thought they were sassy best friends. I guess that's an
The Klaxo
ending.
Radio Hour was written, designed, directed, and constructed by
That's the
Marcy
end?
Campos and Jesse V. Hill.
That's the
Additional
end?
programming by Sean Bouchard. Featured in the cast were Sarah Elmole as Kat, Michael Annetta as Carlton, Marcy Campos as Marjorie, Patrick Qua as Charlie, Aaron Schroeder as Evelyn,
Oh, I'm so
Derek
happy!
Stockwell as Arthur, Sam Roberts as Captain Hughes, Sean Bouchard
Let's
as
just
the
wait and see if
bartender,
something happens,
Amanda
just
Powers
in case.
as the secretary, and Colin Kelly as Klaxo. This is Jesse V. Hill. Original music composed and performed by Kyle Laporte. Thank you to Dara O'Farrell and the USC Game Innovation Lab. This is the Klaxo Radio Hour, signing off.
I think that really is the end. So until the next video, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you around. Bye. Alright, I'm like 6 hours deep at this point, and I can justify just about any combination of numbers. I mean, it's obviously not 2. She was right up until the 4, so I could trust her and say it's 4. That would be the simplest thing. Or I could say that it was... What am I even doing with my arms? I'm an idiot.